Hi guys, I'm Samina and welcome to the Cupcake Confession where I show you how you can learn to make amazing decadent desserts and sweet treats. If this is something that you enjoy, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you do that, also don't forget to ding this little bell button. That way you will be notified every time I post a new recipe. Today I'm showing you how to make these super tasty and incredibly easy mango and peach shortbread bars. These bars literally taste like summer, and here is how you make them. The first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 180C or 350F. Now in a bowl I have some chopped alphonso mangoes. You could use any variety, but obviously the king of fruits this summer season is the alphonso. So that's the one that I've taken, and I've also added some chopped peaches. To that, I'm adding just a touch of sugar to sweeten things up, and I'm also going to add some lime juice. It just helps bring out the fruity flavors of the mango and the peach. Now I'm going to mix this thoroughly because it's very important that the sugar is mixing with all of the fruits. And right now you see that it's pretty solid, but as it sort of marinates in that sugar, it's going to become more liquid. Now I'm going to add some corn flour. This helps bind the fruit mix as it bakes in the oven and gives it a really jammy, super delicious texture. So I'm just going to give it a good mix and keep this aside while I make the shortbread base and the crumble topping mix. So here in a food processor, I'm going to add some all-purpose flour, and to that I'm also going to add some really cold chopped butter. It's very important for the butter to be cold because we want the texture of these bars to be really crumbly, the base part and the crumble, of course. So the butter needs to be really cold. I've used salted butter, but if you're using unsalted butter, also add a bit of salt just to help balance the flavors out. I'm using a food processor to cut the butter into the flour mix. Now there are two other ways that you can do this. You could add it to a bowl and use your fingers, or use a pastry cutter to cut the flour and butter together. I'm also going to add some castor sugar now to sweeten things up a little bit. Once I've done that, I'm going to start pulsing this again in the food processor. The reason I have added the sugar at a later stage is because my food processor could not contain everything in one go. But if you have a larger food processor or you're doing it by hand or with a pastry cutter, then go ahead and add all three ingredients together. Now that it resembles breadcrumbs, this is what the texture should look like. It looks very powdery and you may think that it's not going to come together, but behold, it will. I have a 9 by 9 inch baking pan. It's a cake tin. I've lined that with parchment paper, and now I'm going to use the base of a glass and just press this mix firmly on the bottom of the cake tin. You'll see that it starts to look a lot like sand and it just comes together. That's when you're going to add your fruit mix. Now you can see how watery that has become at this stage. That's because the sugar has melted with the fruit, and the fruits have released their juices as well. So it makes it incredibly fruity. Oh my god, guys, I wish you could smell this right now because it is just what I would imagine summer to smell and taste like. So I'm going to take a little bit of that crumble topping. So I forgot to mention that when I pressed the base with the glass, I only used about 75% of that shortbread mix. You don't have to be precise, but you can eyeball this, and just a little bit left over for the crumble topping, which I'm adding right now. Now this will go into the oven at 180C or 350F for about 30 to 35 minutes. The tops will start to look a little bit golden. So once they're out of the oven, I'm going to let it cool completely to room temperature for about 2-3 hours, and then I refrigerate this for another 3 to 4 hours. So it has rested sufficiently in the fridge as well, and it's nice and cold at this stage. So I'm going to slice into these mango and peach shortbread bars. Use a very sharp knife, and you could be generous and make about 9 thick squares of these bars, but I like to have 16 pieces by cutting them into 4 vertical and 4 horizontal bars. I just feel like there's more to eat that way, and it's plenty for it's good for feeding a crowd. So let me show you what it looks like on the inside. I mean, look at those distinct layers. There's the shortbread, and then there's that beautiful summer bounty of mangoes and peaches, and then you have that delicious crumble topping. I can't resist, so I'm going to give this a quick bite, and that, my friends, is my mango and peach shortbread crumble bars, and I hope you give these a go. If you have any comments or suggestions, pop them down in the comments below. And if you want to be notified every time I post a new recipe, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And while you do that, also don't forget to ding this little bell button. I'll see you again next time. Bye.